Hello.
Just going to give you a quick little 5-minute walk through our magnificent little Benny. We have an additional video as well, but this is just a quick one just to give you some of the highlights of some of the elements. We'll just start inside the van.
And go from here. So this is just
A quick little video. We do have an extended video which I'll show you how to get to.
which go into far more
Detail, but it's just enough so we can get ourselves started. So we've just walked in here. We have our main switch.
we can open. Looking at our control panel here,
We generally keep everything off except for the fridge, and we'll turn that on when we need to.
up the top here is our water tank.
Level and a test button to show us our current levels. Just here is our battery status. So coming down and looking at
Our switches.
Water pump and toilet. Make sure we have both of those on if you're going to use the toilet.
Flushing facilities. Make sure you turn them off when you finish with them. Lights, fairly obvious, turns on all
the lights. Range hood, important one. If you turn on the range hood, we can then use our range hood.
And down here, our
igniters will work.
Make sure to turn the gas on
and off when you finish.
Over here,
our media, there's a little bit on this one, so we'll spend a couple of moments here. Turning this on, down the bottom we do have a stereo system here that you can also
Bluetooth towards. Just a single little button here to press for that.
Volume here. Now there is, if you press the button, if you notice here it's saying zone 1. This is the
internal speakers.
If I tap this one more time, it's then going to say zone 2, that's the outside speakers. Or I can have both going at the same time. So generally I'd have this on zone 1, just for the internal speakers. But you do know
we can go
outside with that. With the media on, I do have, a bit hard to see here, at the back some additional USB ports, as well as some there.
Up the top here is the remote.
I'm going to show you here, not how to tune it, that's in another video. But all I want to show you here is if I hit the
source button
and move
it up and down until I
get to media.
Oops. Source button, go to media.
I can use my left and right, come to movie.
Disc 1 and come down here to the walkthrough. So this is
one done by Apollo Motorhomes. They're the ones that actually built the van, so it's quite a good one. It'll run for a good 30 minutes or so. This will run through everything. So this is just a quick short one. Just wanted to show you how to get to that one. Just for the moment I'm just going to stop that. But there's some great stuff there.
Quickly down
on the fridge. Again, this is in the video and in our how-to guide. We have our switch here. We have our top switch turned on, this one. If we are in AES mode, this will then determine, it's an auto mode. So it's currently sensed that I'm plugged into mains power. If I'm not plugged into mains power, it's going to attempt to light it from gas. So if I'm sitting somewhere for an extended period of time or overnighting, or I keep the fridge chilled, go outside, turn the gas on, you'll see this light attempt to light. You'll hear some clicking sounds as it goes, and away it goes. Over here we can control the temperature. I've got it currently set at 3, which works
quite well most of the
time. At night I tend to turn it down to 1, just because if we don't need it as much. Just a little handle here to open, and away we go.
Over here we have
a little lever here. Make sure this is closed when you drive.
In here is our toilet that you can rotate around. Moving in here, as you see, we then have our shower facilities. To use the flush, over here, water pump, toilet. So our flush will then work. We do have a lever here that opens up and drops into the cassette. Make sure that we keep the lever always closed. Little top tip, close it and just gently press it a second time. It will form a little clip sound and that forms a nice air seal. The toilet itself can rotate around to suit your needs. Again, just make sure you keep that closed and locked. Just going to quickly walk around the outside now. Do make sure that we have our step in. I do have a small little mat here that I will usually hold underneath here when not in use. Nice little feature here, we do have some additional USB ports if you need to charge on the outside. Moving back here into the gas, you see your little handle there. Make sure that we're off, only turn it on when you're actually needing it and parked, never leave it on when you drive. If you run out of gas, we can simply go to another gas cylinder. If you run out of gas, simply go to a refill station or, as I've got here, Swap and Go. Swap them over, give me your receipt and I'll pay you back for the gas. Just back in here, a little thing I've got here. Probably hard to see, but I've got a little hose fitting here that we can use for our refill to make it easier. As you see, lots of chairs and the table. The awning. Remember with the awning, watch the other video to go into more details with it. Only use it when you're sitting physically out here with it. It's only designed for sun and light wind. If there's any wind, I do recommend you do bring it in. Certainly at night, it is best to bring it in, so you don't need to worry about it. Over on this side, it looks fairly self-explanatory. Just want to quickly point out when we're refilling the toilet chemical. The other video talks about sachets. I just use a liquid here. Fill it up about halfway before you fill up the toilet cassette. Power connector. I think it's fairly obvious. I have installed here a tap. So when you're at caravan parks or places like that, simply just plug in the supplied hose and then you can bypass the onboard water and go from there. Just up here is our cassette. Remember the blue things are what you would click to bring it out. There's a little button at the back. Make sure you press that when you pour out. That stops backwash, for lack of a better word. Coming forward to the van with our keys. As you see, we've just got a standard remote. Some of the things to point out here, we just put the keys in. I'm just going to, remembering starting, modern cars, your foot needs to be on the brake to start. And we are down here in the park position. We simply put that into drive and go from there. There is a plus and minus on the side, so you can, once I'm down here, go left or right if you actually need to change down or change up gears. Up the top here we have a reversing camera, which you can choose to leave off or on, depending on how you want. If you leave it off, it still will give you a reasonable view behind. just here. Oops, sorry about that. We've got a little port here. Now, quick little tip, just down here is a USB port you can use to directly connect to the stereo system. You do see I can Bluetooth to this and run from there. I do have additional ports down the bottom. Now, above the driver's headrest, we have a great little run through of everything. So a great little cheat sheet that just shows you just the basic points of how everything works. So again, that just sits above the driver's head. If I come here, we do have the manual for the van. So particularly if you want to work out how to Bluetooth. Coming just over here, open up, I do a little first aid kit in there. Now remember the height of the van, not sure if you can see that, it's 3.5 metres. I suggest we think of 3.6 metres and just make sure you keep an eye out on things, particularly its trees when you're stopping. Now just quickly getting out on the passenger's side, put the door open, we can then fill. This is standard diesel and diesel only. There is no requirement for AdBlue or anything like that. If needed in emergency, we do have the toolkit just here, and just underneath here is the bonnet release. If there are any problems, simply pull the van over, call up Camplify, the main number, and they'll give you the options to get onto our roadside assist. That's it for this little video. Enjoy the ride, guys. It's a fantastic van. It will look after you brilliantly. And remember, watch that other video because it has lots of other fun stuff in it. Bye for now.